Welcome to today's sewing tutorial. In this video, we'll be making the beautiful ruby dress a free pattern from sewyourtv.com. The absolute best part of this free pattern is that it offers a large size range as well as various bodice pattern pieces depending on your bust size. So you can find a bodice that works for you for sizes A cup to double D in sizes 0 through 20. I'm sewing today with a rich deep red poly cotton twill for the main fabric and a soft poly linen blend for the lining. We'll be sewing this dress from start to finish. That means we'll construct the bodice, sew the pockets, insert that back invisible zipper, and finish the armholes with a clean and classic bias binding edge. This lovely dress is a great party dress, a classic ever so loved vintage silhouette. Let me know if you'll be sewing along with me and what fabrics you're planning to work with. Let's get stitching. Here is the wrong side of my front bodice piece, and I'm going to pin my darts. Then I'll sew each of the darts from the outside edge to the point, leaving thread tails at each point so I can tie them in knots. Press the bust darts down toward the waistline seam and the waist darts toward the center front. Then I'm going to finish the side edges as well as the shoulder edges. Repeat all of these steps to create the darts for the lining as well as finishing those raw edges. Notice that I've pressed my darts in opposite directions to the main fabric bodice to reduce bulk in the final side and waistline seams. Here is one of my back bodice pieces, and I'm going to pin the dart. Then I'll sew my dart and press it toward the side seam and finish the side and zipper edge as well as the shoulder edges. Repeat for both main back bodice pieces and the front bodice lining pieces, once again pressing the darts in the opposite direction than you did for the main fabric. Then we'll place the front and back bodice pieces right sides together, pinning at the shoulder and the side seams. Sew the shoulders and side seams at a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press the seams open. Now that we've formed our main and lining bodice pieces, we'll set them aside and move on to the pockets. Finish the inner straight edges and the outer curved edges for both pocket sets. Here is one of my back skirt pieces. I've gone ahead and finished the center back seam as well as the side seam. And I've marked the notches at the side seam, which indicate the pocket opening. Place one of your pockets right sides together with its corresponding side seam and pin in place, aligning the notches. Then we'll sew the pocket in place from the top to the bottom of the pocket side seam with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Repeat for both back skirt pieces and then press your pocket away from the skirt. Then for the front skirt piece, I've gone ahead and also finished the side seams at both sides. And we're going to attach the pockets to the side seams in the same way as we did for the back seams, placing them right sides together, aligning the notches and pinning in place, sewing at 3/8 of an inch and pressing the pocket away from the skirt. Do this at both front side seams. Now I'm going to place my front and back skirt pieces right sides together at the side seam, also placing the pockets right sides together. Pin the side seam and the outer edges of the pocket. We're going to sew the outer edges of the pockets together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then from the top to the first notch, we're going to sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance away from the finished edge of the skirt. Then we'll start another set of stitches at the bottom notch, backstitching to secure, sewing down to the bottom of the skirt with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Repeat for both pocket sets and side seams. Now that the pockets are complete, we'll orient them toward the front skirt piece and pin along the top edge. Baste the top of the pocket to the front skirt, repeating for both pockets. Place the bottom of the main bodice and the waistline of the skirt right sides together. Pin in place, aligning the center back edges and the side seams. And continue pinning in place along the entire waistline. Sew from one side of the center back to the other with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Finish the raw edges together and press the seam up toward the bodice. Place the main and lining bodice pieces right sides together and pin together from the top of the zipper opening across the front neckline to the top of the opposite zipper opening, aligning the shoulder seams. Then we'll sew from that center back edge to the opposite center back with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then we're going to understitch the lining. Turn the lining away from the main bodice piece so that the lining is sitting right on top of its seam allowance. Then we're going to sew the lining to the seam allowance along the seam that we just created. I'm going to start this understitching about 3/4 of an inch away from the outer center back raw edge. This will give me clearance for the zipper. And I'll stop my stitching about 3/4 of an inch away from the opposite center back edge. Understitch the lining with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. I've opened up my invisible zipper and I've given both sides a good press to open up those coils so that they lay slightly flat. Place your zipper tape right sides together with the back dress, so that the raw edge of the zipper is right sides together with the finished edge of the dress. We're going to pin in place so that the top zipper stop is at the seam line that we just created previously, and pin to the notch indicated on the back skirt piece. Then we'll sew this side of the zipper tape in place close to the zipper teeth using a zipper foot or an invisible zipper foot. Now, to make it easier to align both sides of the zipper tape at the waistline and the top of the center back, I'm going to close my zipper. Then I'll place the unsewn zipper tape right sides together with the opposite center back. Aligning the placement of the zipper tape on the other side with this opposite unsewn edge of the center back, and pinning to the unsewn zipper tape. I'm also going to pin at the bottom of the zipper. Now that we have the 3 landmarks in place, the top, the seam, and the bottom of the zipper, I'm going to unzip the zipper and continue pinning the back of the dress to that unsewn zipper tape. Now that that opposite side of the zipper is pinned in place, I'm going to sew in the same way as we did on the other side. Now we'll place the lining and the main fabric right sides together, sandwiching the zipper in between. Pin together from the center back seam to the bottom of the lining. Then we can sew along our original zipper stitches from the top of the seam to the bottom of the lining. Repeat on both sides of the zipper. I've also gone ahead and finished the bottom raw edge of the lining straight across. Now we can turn the bodice and lining right side out. And for the remainder of the center back seam, I'm going to pin in place from the bottom of the zipper to the bottom of the skirt. Sew that open section with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Here's the inside of my dress at the lining side seam, where the bottom of the lining meets the main side seam, making sure the main and the lining fabric are aligned. Pin the bottom edge of the lining to the side seam allowance. Using a needle and thread or your main sewing machine, sew that bottom finished edge of the lining to the seam allowance at the side seam where they meet. This will keep the lining from moving around on the inside of the dress. Repeat for both side seams. Now before we finish the raw armhole edges, we'll baste the main and lining fabrics together all the way around. Now to finish those armhole raw edges, I'm using single fold 1/2 inch bias tape. I'm going to open out one fold of the bias tape and fold back the short raw edge to the wrong side by about 1/2 inch. Then I'll place that folded back edge at the bottom of the armhole. Placing that bias tape right sides together with the main fabric, aligning the raw edge of that opened out seam with the raw edge of the armhole and pinning in place. Continue pinning in place raw edges even all the way around. Once you've pinned the bias tape all the way around and your bias tape is back where you began at the bottom of the armhole, allow the bias tape to overlap the folded edge you started with by about 1/2 inch. Pin in place and snip off the excess. Sew within the outermost crease of the bias tape all the way around. Then we're going to understitch the bias tape, turning the bias tape over the seam that we just created and sewing the bias tape to the seam allowance underneath all the way around with about 1/8 inch seam allowance. Now that we've finished understitching, we'll turn the bias tape to the inside of the armhole, favoring that bias tape slightly to the inside so you can't see it from the outside. Then sew the width of the remaining bias tape from the outside of the dress. I'm going to be sewing with about a 3/8 inch seam allowance, all the way around to finish the armhole. Now for the very bottom edges of the dress, I've gone ahead and finished the raw edges all the way around the circle skirt. Then I'll turn that raw edge to the inside by 1/2 inch and top stitch all the way around the bottom of the dress. And now your dress is complete. Thank you for watching this sew along. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future sewing tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.